Here we are in London at the O2 Arena after we saw a great Swiss derby. I mean, were you shocked about what happened? You know, surprised, or I mean, what do you think Wawrinka will always regret? If?
Well, he will ask himself many times, why did I serve and volley 3 times in a row on the 3 match points on my own serve? But you can always second guess yourself when you lose a point. Was I shocked? No, I was not shocked. I'm extremely happy that we have 2 Swiss players playing at that level. The best match by far during this tournament, you know, was the 2 Swiss facing each other, and I think it's a privilege these days to be Swiss.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true that he is not used to go to the net 3 times, serve and volley on the match point, but it's also true that the volleys that he missed were pretty easy. I mean, at least 1 or 2, I would say. 1, especially.
Well,
if it wasn't a match point, he would have done it.
No, actually, I kind of disagree a little bit, because he served and volleyed on second serve twice.
Yes.
The third one, he actually was below the net, so it was very difficult to do anything with it. The second one, he was moving to the right, to his forehand, yet he was hitting a backhand volley, trying to hit it inside out the other direction, which is a very difficult volley to hit. He should have picked the other corner, if anything. And the third one, that one, he should have won, because there was a reasonably high forehand volley. His problem is that he does not have a good forehand volley, and 9 out of 10 he will hit cross court, and that's exactly where he hit it. And of course, Roger knows that, so he hit it straight to the forehand and got past.
Okay.
The actual decision to serve and volley twice after second serve is a bit curious, because that's not something he usually does. And to do it on match point showed that he was extremely nervous and maybe felt at the time that he wasn't able to play a longer rally from the baseline. Even so, he had won the majority of them before.
Yeah, I do agree. At the same time, the returns of Federer, considering that they were second serve, were not outstanding. So also Federer didn't play unbelievable return shots, I think.
On match point? No, he didn't. No, actually, the one good return was the one on the forehand, because Stan had been serving to the back, and over 90% of the time, and thought like, well, okay, I show courage and I go to the forehand. Yeah. Unfortunately, that did not work out. Again, you can always second guess yourself what you could have done better on a match point after you lose.
Listen, and what about now that do you think Wawrinka will have to remember this? Having to remember this match, he will be affected. It may be affected in Davis Cup versus France, or it will make no difference, you think?
I don't think you will forget a match like that. Certainly not. And it depends on the scoreline. If it's a similar situation, I'm sure images of London will come up even next week. But that does not mean that he's necessarily going to do the same or play poorly. It can give you an additional strength as well. Plus, I mean, it's not like he played horribly. He didn't play particularly well, but with a little luck, he could have gotten, across the finish line as well. Will it have an effect on him? Absolutely, because I think everything you do out there does have an effect on you. Some of it positive, some of it negative.
What do you see happening at the final Davis Cup in Lille? Do you see that Switzerland is strongly favorite, or maybe not? Or what?
Well, Switzerland is favorite, because every single should actually go to Switzerland if the 2 of them play their best tennis, as we could see yesterday. I think they are above the French. And the French
try
on clay, absolutely. That makes no difference. I think the French obviously will try to compensate that by having played practice a bit longer on clay. They also will hope that the 2 of them, having played a tough tournament, they might arrive a little bit tired. And the third is, if they have a good start, obviously they're going to count on the crowd. But I think they need all 3 factors to balance it out.
Yeah, and then they have probably more energies, because they are, more of a team. I mean, in Switzerland, if you have only small, minor problem in one of the 2 players, I mean, then you may be in trouble. While they can change, they can swap players. I mean, you have just 2. That's in terms of energy.
Yeah, well, that's correct. Obviously, we only have 2 on that higher level. But unfortunately, you only need 2 out there to win the Davis Cup. So, plus during a match you can't switch players. This is not football. That in the second half you can bring a different striker. So in that respect, yes, it is a disadvantage that you only have 2. If there's any kind of injury, anything, the Swiss team would be weakened, substantially, and the French team can replace. We can't. But the assumption is that both of them are going to be healthy and fit to play out there, and I assume they will be ready.
Who do you think is the most dangerous French player out of them all?
Well, I think interesting enough, they have 2 players which I find very dangerous and unpredictable, and that's Tsonga and Monfils. I think Monfils is the kind of player that can play great, and on a big stage at the right time, and Tsonga has a huge game. If he clicks, and he's shown that before, he can beat anyone in the world.
Many thanks to Heinz Guenthardt, and see you soon. Ciao.
You're welcome.
Grazie.
Always a pleasure.